Immortality, as with everything, comes with a price. Since the dawn of time, humanity has been fascinated with the prospect of eternal life, of a being that has walked through the ages unaffected by the ever-shifting sands of time, bearing witness to the rise and fall of countless civilizations, and always just out of reach of death's cold grasp. The Holy Grail, the fountain of youth. Whichever way you spin it, it's a concept that resonates deep within our mysterious cosmic psyche. Well, as you all know by now, the SCP Foundation has us covered with many of these bizarre and intangible concepts, so let me introduce you to the elusive SCP-1440, the immortal man who cheated death himself. Hello internet and welcome back to the most inquisitive channel on YouTube, Life's Biggest Questions. As per usual, I'll be your disembodied floating voice Jack Finch, as today we dive back into the dusty old archives of the SCP Foundation and curiously ask the question, what if SCP-1440 was real? Roll the clip. Folklore and urban legend are rife with tales about individuals cheating death, daring youngsters and belligerent middle-aged men who felt brave enough to contest the Grim Reaper himself and outwit them in a game of chance. Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm's tale of Godfather Death, the Norwegian tale of the boy with the ale keg in 1957, Ingmar Bergman's The Seventh Seal, and more recently, J.K. Rowling's tale of the Deathly Hallows and the Three Wizardly Brothers. In essence, SCP-1440 follows the same story, although along the way there are a few caveats that make the whole thing a hell of a lot more interesting. But the bigger question is, how would our civilization function when faced with a being that could not die? Death is the one certainty that binds us all, and without it, the very fabric of our existence comes into question. As the record states, SCP-1440 is a Keter-class anomalous entity, taking the appearance of a man of unknown ethnicity and age. When questioned about its name, place, or time of birth, SCP-1440 will refuse to answer, although it is unclear if this is due to the subject being unwilling to share this information or simply not possessing it. I guess it kinda gets tiring counting your birthdays for eternity. Although the subject's appearance is that of an octogenarian, in layman's terms a man in his 80s, it has not shown any further signs of aging in the 50 years since first coming to the attention of the Foundation. So what's the big deal? An old dude wandering around for eternity minding his own business. Let him go on with it, right? Well, if only it was that simple. The old man's anomalous nature becomes apparent once he comes into contact with human population or man-made objects and remains in contact with them for longer than a few days. In essence, SCP-1440 has an acute adverse effect on everything connected to humanity. Prolonged exposure of any man-made objects or person to 1440 will cause increasingly destructive events to occur in its vicinity until the destruction or death of said human element. The only exception to this are SCP-1440 himself, his clothes, and his belongings, a sack made of unidentified material, a pack of worn playing cards, and a small glass cup. Remember those three things because they're kind of very important. But that's the real tragedy of SCP-1440. He's immortal, yet he cannot spend any time with civilization for fear of destroying everyone and everything. And that's where the problem lies, because the planet's population is expanding and SCP-1440 is running out of places to hide. The old man appears to be aware of his effect on human populations and will attempt to avoid coming into contact with them whenever possible. Despite these intentions, SCP-1440 is compelled to travel in what seems to be a highly complex pattern, which invariably leads it into contact with human population. The exact nature of this behavior has yet to be successfully analyzed, but its compulsion to gravitate toward large populations has led the old man to seek to be destroyed by the Foundation. He's terrified of his own effect on the planet, and he's running out of places to hide. If he was real, the clock would be rapidly ticking towards a point of no return. The population of our planet is nearing 8 billion people, and save for the barren landscapes of Siberia, the Sahara Desert, Antarctica, and the Arctic Circle, there aren't that many geographical oases to seek sanctuary in. So what's the solution then? Because according to the Foundation, they haven't got a clue. But perhaps the solution wouldn't lie in SCP-1440 himself. After all, there's not much you can do after you'd pissed off Death and his three brothers. Perhaps then the solution would lie with us, because as the old adage goes, when everyone's a super, no one is. Maybe the way to solve the unsolvable problem of SCP-1440 is to achieve immortality ourselves. Maybe, just maybe, SCP-1440 would be the indicator that we could use to cheat death ourselves. According to leading futurologists such as Ian Pearson, humanity is on course of achieving immortality by the year 2050. Now, this immortality obviously isn't the same means as the way that the old man achieved it, but more in line with technological advancement, allows our species to bring our mortal forms to such scientific proficiency that death no longer becomes a thing. The gene editing tool CRISPR, the ability to regrow and synthetically manufacture organs, and the technology to upload our minds to machines. Hey, it almost sounds like those three belongings that SCP-1440 carries with it, right? Yeah, I know what you're saying, but SCP-1440 destroys any man-made material around him, and yeah, of course that is the case. But hey, if death actually is a real entity and an entire planet just cheated him through technological means, I'm guessing he'd be willing to give SCP-1440 a bit of a break. After all, the guy's been around long enough to deserve it. Well, there we have it, folks. Let us know your thoughts in the comment box down below. Before we depart though, let's read out some of your more creative comments from over the past few days. Kendall Taylor says, "Hey Jack, which SCP that you absolutely would love to be real and one you would absolutely have nightmares about if it was real?" Great question, Kendall. Cheers, buddy. And SCP that I'd love to be real would be SCP-999, just so he could be my best friend and we'd chill and stuff. As for the nightmare one, 100% it has to be 072. I'd never ever sleep again, or, well, I'd probably get myself a hammock. Does it affect hammocks? I hope not. Mike Pike says it's Cthulhu and not Cthulhu. Love the vids, keep it up. Well, Mike Pike, thanks for the love and glad that you're enjoying our videos. Unfortunately, it's actually whatever we want. Lovecraft intended the names of all of his creations to be of an unpronounceable guttural cosmic language that humanity couldn't ever comprehend, so we could say Catharalalalalungdungtu, and technically it'd mean the exact same thing, so yeah. Well, there we have it. Cheers for sticking around all the way till the end, and if you're a fan of this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe bell, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. As per usual, I've been your disembodied floating voice, Jack Finch. You've been watching Life's Biggest Questions, and until next time, you take it easy.